Okay, this is the video of the new Den Leader experience in Scoutbook. This is your standard scoutbook.com, and now we have this login for Den Leader and login. If you click login, you go to Scoutbook, which you might be familiar with. The new Den Leader experience is interesting, can be a really great tool, I think. So let's log into it. Oh, and I didn't. I was already logged in, but it takes you to a page and you log in. So this is the dashboard screen. You can scroll left and right and have access to a number of things. One of the really nice things is Leader Guide. You get a PDF of it. Don't have to buy it. It's right there. And I'm not sure, I assume it defaults to your active dens, because I have a Weeblos den and two wolf dens. Up here at the top, it shows my dens. I click. I have the Den 6 Jensen, and then I have another Den 6. Oh, and it's a bear den, Den 5. This is for the handbook, but it takes you to scoutshop.org. Frequently asked questions and resources, which I'll show you in another location. Down here, the campfire is your dashboard. This is your calendar, which feeds in from the Scoutbook calendar. And so all of these events are for that Den 6 Jensen Den. And, they're all the different ones to complete Wolf. And this Den Leader experience puts this in for you, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And this is the roster for that Den 6 Jensen, both scouts and adults, both the parents and everybody else. These are default icons they're using. It should be feeding in the Scoutbook avatars. It's just not quite there yet. If you look over here, you see all these behinds. That means the scout has missed some of the meetings that have been scheduled. It's a nice feature to have. And so let's do this. Let me take you around to a few more things. Since I'm in Den 6, it's showing me my next meeting. And I can click on it, and I'll click before, and it'll tell me everything I need to do to prepare for the meeting. So let's look at the notes to the den leaders. By the end of the Policy of the Path, we're going on a hike. Well, that's good to know. No content here. And here are the requirements that are going to be covered in this Policy of the Path number 1 up here. What do I need to take to the meeting? The U.S. flag, den flags, items for making trail mix. Oh, that's good to know. I'm going to need that. Print den duty chart. Oh, well, look, I can download it right there. Very convenient. And items for maps and symbol games. And what I can do is, if I've achieved all this, I just mark it done. And I know it's done in the future. And check, I'm ready for this meeting. During the meeting, it tells you what to do. All of these open up to different content. And so if you have a question about something, it's likely here. This conduct candle is something I'd never heard of, but I like the idea of it. It's in the Den Leader's Guide, and it's just what they applied universally to all of these, or to this application. And so what you do is you go through, and you go one at a time. Oh, yep, we did that, we did that, we did that. And you can go through and mark off what you do. And there's a matrix that applies these to adventure requirements. Some of them, like be prepared and closing flag ceremony, that's not a requirement. So I'm going to mark it as done. And then what about after? Oh, cleanup. Yeah, I guess we do need to clean up. So I'll mark that as done. I might need to switch some things here in a minute. And I can't take attendance because this is on August 6th, and actually that's tomorrow. But you can go through and say Johnny and Timmy and Bob were here and just mark them done. So let me go back to my dashboard and let me show you a few other things. This is a notification thing. I haven't played with that much. This is my profile. Account details, blah, blah, blah. App settings, and that's the same notification. These are my active positions, and these are positions that are in Scoutbook, not necessarily registered positions. That's funny, it doesn't show my Scoutmaster, but anyhow. And it has a link to training. This scouting resources is really something else. There's all kinds of stuff in here. This is a new series of videos, which is very, very good for den leaders. Then you have all these posters you can print and things like that. It's worth investigating. I didn't do that. Now here's the important thing for brand new dens. You see, Den 6 has no information. That means Den 6 is fully set up. So let's go to the Den 6 that's not Jensen, the plain Den 6. And I'm going to set up the den. And it's a boys' den. We start our meetings. We start our meetings at 6 p.m., not a.m., 6:30. And it ends at 7:35. We meet weekly. And our next day, I wonder if it'll do this. Let's start it at noon. We're just going to do that. This way we can do attendance too. And so the first one's today, which is about 7 minutes in the past. And so now all these den leadings have been made for me. And you can see it's once a week. And so the first den meeting is to get the Bobcat rank. So let's look at that and see what we can do. Okay, what do I need? Okay, the Bobcat. Everyone needs it except Lions. Good to know. Requirements, which we all know. And here's all the stuff that I need. Mark is done. And the meeting started already. So, what Simon says. Oh, okay. I remember that. And so, we're just going to go through and Say we got it all done. Choose a dinner. I want a pizza dinner. And so if you're not sure on the handshake, you click and it tells you. The do-at-home project, I imagine, is the pamphlet. Yep, how to protect your child from child abuse. Actually, we don't need to do this right now. Let's take attendance. So I'm going to mark everybody who's here. I'm going to complete the DIN meeting. Now, doing that just recorded the probably almost all the Bobcat except that pamphlet that parents come back and lie to you and say they did it. Um, but it's in Scoutbook now. It's just using this other interface to get there. And so, as a scout or a cub master, having this and being able to hand it to a brand new den leader, they're going to be set. It makes the sales job to become a den leader a lot easier. Look, everything's planned for you. It's done. Just follow this and then do one more elective, which isn't built into this yet, but hopefully will be soon. And you're going to get all your scouts through. Sometimes the dates are bad like this. In the future, and I've seen it, these will be editable. And you can go into scoutbook.com. Well, actually, let's just do that and edit them right here. So if I go to Scoutbook, and I'd have to go back and actually we can probably see. So right here, this is the meeting that we just entered. And obviously there's a lot in here. And so let's see. Reports. This might be in needs purchasing if one of those scouts didn't have Bobcat, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so it went in approved. That's good. And so this is the den leader experience. First time den leaders, I think it's gold. Second and third year ones, it's going to be a different experience if you're used to Scoutbook and how it works, and you can come up with your own plan. You could do it either way, and it achieves the same thing. But it's a nice innovation for sure for den leaders that National has come out with. Um, Hopefully, in the future, when we as den leaders go in to Scoutbook and we create a den meeting in the Scoutbook calendar with the planned advancements, they'll feed into this other application where we can go in and say, whatever that is, where we can go in here and say we're doing this. And we're doing everything except this, and the home assignment's that. And it'll this in the future, hopefully, will feed into this interface for the appropriate den. What this is supposed to do is when I took that attendance and there were two scouts I didn't click. I wonder if I can get to it from here. Okay, so Benjamin and Ascension, they weren't there. So what happens is their parents will get an email automatically saying, "Here's what you missed. Please make it up. This is where you're behind," so on and so forth. And so, uh, hopefully, that eases up. Um, just it simplifies it, hopefully, for all of us. So there we are. And so the other thing you can do when you go to your roster right down here, you can click add, and you can add a scout. You can add a parent, and you can search for an existing person. Got it. I'm looking for a friend. I can't spell. So like Jacob here. I wonder why he has two. And I'm going to say Jacob is Aaron's parent. And by doing this, and when I click finish and send, it actually will make that connection in Scoutbook, which is nice. What else do y'all need to know on this? I think that basically covers it. I wonder why the FAQ doesn't work. Oh, there's got to be something. But it's really good. And see, now it's rolled to my next meeting because I'm already done with the one that was today. And that's the protect yourself rules that gets around the cyber chip. Thank goodness. And that's about it on that.